Good evening. In this video, I'm going to show you how to body paint Princess Peach from Super Mario. Probably did not need to explain from Super Mario. I'm sure you guys know that already. I've been playing Mario Odyssey nonstop since it came out. Like, it's actually a problem. Not only am I playing Mario Odyssey, I am watching other people play Mario Odyssey. So it's like my entire life is Mario right now, which, you know, is fine. I'm not particularly complaining about it, which is also kind of crazy because it's January and this game came out end of October, so I mean, like, it has consumed my whole life for months. Oh my god, I didn't even realize it's been that long now. Maybe I do need to tone it down just a smidgen. And for those of you who always ask, I figured I'd actually throw it in this video. This look took me about 2.5 hours roughly to do. Thank you to everybody who requested this look, and leave your request in the comments below. Right now I think we're gonna be in like a video game type of category. I'll put in the comments what I'm kind of thinking and taking requests for at the time. As always, all the products I used today will be listed somewhere around the video. Also, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to ask me in the comments below. I'm starting off by adding primer to my face, adding concealer, putting foundation on, blending out that foundation, and then adding powder. Seems like a lot for a blank canvas, am I right? To fill in my eyebrows, I'm using a cream gel brow color with what appears to be an extremely small brush. It not only appears to be a small brush, it is. Apply eye primer. I'm then adding bright white eyeshadow underneath my brow bone and in my inner corner. For an in-between color, I'm using a very light pink and then going back in with BAM! Very hot pink. I don't know why I needed the BAM in there. I guess that just kind of emphasized the hot pinkness of this eyeshadow. I don't know. And to make the corners more vivid and fierce, I added some red eyeshadow using an angled brush. I then added more primer to my eyelid and patted on some white eyeshadow. You can clean up the edges or make them sharper using a makeup wipe. We're then going to do a really fast eyeliner because my camera got more HD than I was expecting, and apply eyelashes. And of course we want Peach to be peachy, and to have a highlight that can be seen by airplanes since she's a glowing princess. Also looks nice under the brow. I'm then making a series of ugly faces while applying my neutral lipstick. BAM! Shirts off. I'm just kidding, I'm in a tube top. Using an eyebrow pencil and then just outlining the the large gem in the middle of her chest. And painting the rest of the area that would be the dress pink. I also went a little too far down on my arms by probably like a good 7 inches. And if you do this, you can use a makeup wipe to remove that. I then want to create the shading for the gem before I actually paint the gem in. Reason being, you could just paint right over the mess that you're creating instead of actually trying to go around the paint that looks nice. I've added the shadow using hot pink shadow and a little bit of gray. You can then outline the outer part of the gem using a Dijon-y type color and repeat that process all over again using brown eyeshadow to create the shadow within that. Take a second to check your reference if you don't know what you're doing. And fill in your gem using a bright blue as well as a light blue to highlight and a darker blue to shade. Speaking of highlight, for the collar I'm then going around my neck with a dark magenta pink, make what looks like the top of a fence, and add a highlight around the base of that. To create some shading within the collar, I also went in using red eyeshadow. When it's placed on top of that magenta, it pretty much blends in to be a very dark pink. Highlight each peak of the collar using a light pink. On top of that, you can then outline that using a white body paint and add little dots to look like lace. Add some blindingly blue spots that are not as blinding when you add some highlight to them. And this is me realizing if I actually make the center part as dark of a pink as I was going to, it's going to cover up my shading, so instead I mixed together that magenta color and the light pink and just blended that out in the center instead of making it solid. In this particular reference photo, as you might have noticed, the dress is a little more detailed than it usually is in most of the games. This also includes a pattern around the gem, which there was no way I was doing this without the mirror right in front of me. Using magenta and then adding the stitching that is right next to the center of the dress. And going back in using a mix of hot pink and red, I'm then creating all of the wrinkles in the dress. This is pretty much going to be throughout the entire of the rest of the dress. Does that make sense? These two colors are going to be used for the wrinkles in the dress. That's easier. There we go. This also includes making your shoulder puffs and creating those wrinkles around your shoulders as well as on your arm underneath of where that sleeve would end. Wow, I thought that was a really cool shot. Also, don't forget to add your red shading in your pink shading. Optional, I then went back in and added some more gray eyeshadow. You don't necessarily need to do that for shading, but I thought it looked a little nicer. And I also really love the white ruffles in my reference photo, so I wanted to add those. I removed the pink body paint that was in my chest, although you guys can't really see me painting this very much. Filled it in with white body paint and shaded it using gray eyeshadow. My crown is actually a Christmas tree ornament, and I just glued the gems on and cut the piece off that would normally be attached to the tree. And I'll put a link in the description below where I got my wig. And my question to you, if Mario can possess anything using Cappy, can't he technically possess Peach so she doesn't keep getting kidnapped? Princess Cappy Peach at your service, trying not to get kidnapped by Bowser.